I don't know if the referees could have prevented this Sophie Cunningham injury. I'm going to be honest with that. I don't know if the referees could have done it. I don't know if it was intentional from Bria Hartley. I think if it was anyone other than Bria Hartley or Marina Mabry on the Sun team, everyone would have just said, no, it's not intentional. It was completely accidental.
It started with one collision, one reckless fall, and one scream that silenced the arena. Sophie Cunningham, the Indiana Fever's warrior, the player who had fought through pain and battled every night with toughness, crumpled to the floor holding her knee. Fans gasped, teammates rushed to her side, and within seconds the whispers began. Was this just another freak accident in a season full of injuries? Or was Sophie Cunningham actually targeted?
Right here, we got Sophie's sister Lindsay and her mom Paula. At WNBA, maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game, protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you, Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, officially my two favorite players in this league that I really love to, particularly love to pull for, they're both out now. And And
if she was, what does that say about the state of the WNBA today? The play itself was brutal to watch. Bria Hartley, guard for the Connecticut Sun, came barreling toward the basket like a runaway train. She lost control, something fans say happens way too often. And instead of veering off or bracing herself, she plowed straight into Sophie's right knee. Cunningham's body gave out instantly. She clutched her leg, tears streaming down her face, her screams echoing across the court. This wasn't just a small bump or a routine foul. This was the kind of collision that ends seasons, maybe even careers. And the most disturbing part? Hartley didn't even look like she tried to avoid it. Fans replayed the footage over and over, and the same question kept coming up. Why does this always seem to happen when Bria Hartley is involved? That's because Hartley doesn't have the cleanest reputation. This isn't her first controversial moment. She's the same player who once pulled Angel Reese down by her ponytail. She's been at the center of multiple reckless collisions, hard fouls, and questionable plays. Even Sophie's own mother, Paula Cunningham, didn't hold back, calling Hartley mean and out of control. Sophie's sister Lindsay went nuclear on social media, blasting both Hartley and the WNBA in one post that spread like wildfire. Maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more on hiring officials who can actually protect your athletes.
Dirty Bria, of course, it had to be a dirty Bria. I would really hate to see ya in a dark alley. Dirty Bria Hartley back at it again with her shenanigans, and this time around she had her eyes set on one Sophie the Trophy Cunningham. Sophie, get well soon. Hopefully the MRI later today shows nothing too serious. Would love to see you back on the court. Bria Hartley dives for Sophie Cunningham's knees, doesn't even try to avoid the collision, doesn't try to move out the way. Bria Hartley sees Sophie's legs and says, that's the direction I'm going to fall in.
Pathetic. Those words cut straight to the heart of the league's biggest problem, officiating. Because the Cunningham family isn't just blaming Hartley. They're blaming the entire system that allows dangerous collisions like this to keep happening. And fans are starting to agree. This isn't just one injury. This is part of a disturbing trend across the entire WNBA. A full-blown injury epidemic. Numbers don't lie. In just this season alone, the league has seen more than 70 documented injuries, and nearly a third of them involve knees. To put that in perspective, the WNBA is on track to shatter last year's total before the playoffs even begin. Stars are dropping left and right, and yet officials keep swallowing their whistles at the exact moments when they should be protecting players. Instead, they blow phantom fouls, stop the game for the smallest contact, but somehow miss the moments when players actually get hurt. And when players call them out, the league punishes them. Sophie herself knows this firsthand. Earlier this season, she was fined $500 for posting a TikTok video calling out referees.
And boy, did it show up again today. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, and hit that bell notification. Listen, Sophie Cunningham was targeted, y'all. I'm telling you right now, Sophie Cunningham was targeted by Bria Hartley, and it just is what it is. It is what it is. I don't want to sit here and play games and act like, you know, she wasn't. She was targeted by Bria Hartley, and that's just the fact of the matter. And people can act like it's not all they want. I told you guys this girl was a dirty player, and that's all she did today was show how dirty.
Then another $2,500 for questioning officiating on her podcast. The league's message couldn't be clearer. Shut up, play hurt, and don't you dare question the referees. The result? Stars are getting demolished while the league silences anyone who speaks up. And nowhere is this more devastating than Indiana. The Fever were already drowning in injuries before Sophie went down. Caitlin Clark, the biggest name in the league, has missed more than half the season with groin and quad problems. Ari McDonald and Sydney Colson are out for the year. And now the one player holding the team together, the glue, the fighter, the emotional leader, is sidelined. Without Sophie, the Fever are in chaos. Fans can feel it, and so can the players. When Sophie hit the floor, the team's morale collapsed with her. She was the constant in a season of chaos, the one you could count on to play through pain. Now she's gone, and Indiana's playoff dreams are hanging by a thread. But here's where the story gets even darker. The fans have had enough. Social media exploded within hours of Sophie's injury. Comments flooded in.
When it comes to Bria Hartley, I don't know if the intent is there, but she's completely reckless. Like, there are some players you can tell the intent is there when they have to go out of their way to, like, I think when it comes to Alyssa Thomas, you can tell when she hits someone hard that the intent is there. You can tell that she wants to hurt someone, or maybe not hurt somebody, but she wants to rough them up. With Bria Hartley, I don't know. She might just be completely out of control, so that's something like completely reckless is fine. And then Sophie Cunningham's sister. Maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you, so Fowler.
Yeah, I'm out. No reason left to watch this team anymore. Terrible basketball. Healing thoughts to Sophie, the only one who played with any heart. That single comment summed it up. If your most passionate fans, the ones who stick through thick and thin, are walking away because they can't stand watching their favorite players get hurt by reckless, preventable collisions, you've lost the plot. And it's not just angry comments. Fans have started petitions demanding accountability from the WNBA. They're asking for the bare minimum. Clearer foul standards, better referee training, stricter safety rules.
Indiana Fever can continue to survive these things. Here you see Sophie Cunningham laid out on the floor, holding her knee. The lady was in tears, crying as Lexi Hall approached her to help her through this situation. I don't know if it's her knee. I don't know if it's her Achilles, the way she was kind of dragging her foot. I don't know. But Bria Hartley has had dirty plays all season. You got to know who we're talking about. Bria Hartley is the same girl. Bria Hartley is the same woman that pulled Angel Reese out of there by her
things that should already be obvious. But the fact that it's come to this, fans begging for the basics, shows just how badly the league has failed. The Cunningham family isn't stopping at angry tweets either. They're prepared to take this fight to the courtroom. That's right, legal action. If they sue, the WNBA won't be able to sweep this under the rug. A lawsuit means discovery, depositions, and full transparency. It means the league's internal communications about officiating, about injury prevention, about safety standards could all be dragged into the light. Imagine the headlines if the truth comes out that officials were warned, or that the league knew about the rising injury rates and did nothing. The WNBA doesn't want that smoke, but the Cunningham family doesn't look like they're backing down. And why should they? Sophie Cunningham isn't some injury-prone rookie. She's built her reputation on toughness. She's played through pain, fought through adversity.
NBA has an issue with dirty play in this league. Dirty play skill masked as dirty play. It's disgusting. Bria Hartley doesn't even deserve to be on a roster in this league. Sophie Cunningham's family saying, what's going on here? You guys are calling out Sophie Cunningham, finding Sophie Cunningham for calling out the officiating. Meanwhile, you're letting players just take dives at each other's. Again, Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt in this instance.
And rarely ever misses games. If even someone like her can be taken out by reckless play, it proves the environment has become unsustainable. Fans know it. Players know it. The question is, when will the league admit it? Because while Commissioner Kathy Engelbert is busy touring media outlets talking about growth and expansion, The league she's running is falling apart on the inside. Yes, expansion to 18 teams by 2030 sounds exciting. Yes, the WNBA is growing in visibility. But what's the point of adding more teams if your stars can't stay healthy enough to play? What's the point of hyping rivalries if every game feels like a lottery of who survives without injury? Sophie's collapse was supposed to be just another moment in another game. But instead, it's turned into a symbol of everything that's wrong with the WNBA. Unsafe officiating, reckless players, silenced voices, families begging for basic accountability.
Cunningham has been somebody, she has been the glue of this team since Caitlin has been out. She is playing so incredibly well during the second half of this season. She plays hard every single night. She's super tough. She doesn't make excuses. Like, she is somebody who has really held this team together, and seeing her go down in the first half, like, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what it was at first when I saw her went down. So let's break down the done. Like, they just can't get out of it. The morale of the team is done. Seeing Sophie go down, like, maybe this team just doesn't have any fight left in them. And I was actually ready to give them a pass as well. I was like, you know what? It's been a hard season. And at some point you might just have to throw in the towel and be like, you know what? We will get after it next season. It is.
Fans turning away in frustration, and an injury list that reads more like a battlefield report than a sports league update. The Cunningham family has drawn their line in the sand. They've made it clear they won't stay quiet. They're not just fighting for Sophie. They're fighting for every player who steps onto that court, knowing that one missed whistle, one reckless dive, one out-of-control collision could end their season. And that's the heart of the issue. This isn't just about Sophie Cunningham versus Bria Hartley. This is about the survival of the league itself. Because a league that doesn't protect its stars doesn't survive. A league that fines players for speaking the truth while ignoring its own failures doesn't grow. A league that ignores an injury epidemic while chasing expansion is building its empire on sand.
Of Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, it is extremely difficult to be positive about the WNBA. One of those stars has been injured all season, and it's highly unlikely that she is going to return this year. Sophie Cunningham has stepped up and carried the league in the absence of the Great White Hope, but now she's injured too. Many believe that their injuries are a result of dirty play. Throughout the season, fans and WNBA players, they have been begging the league to crack down on dirty players. But the diva of Dump Divas, Kat Engelbert, she is either incapable or she is unwilling to protect her star.
The WNBA is at a crossroads. Either it steps up, reforms its officiating, protects its players, and rebuilds trust with fans, or it continues down this reckless path, watching its stars fall one by one while its most loyal supporters walk away. Sophie Cunningham deserved better. Her family deserved better. The fans deserved better. The league deserved better leadership. But now, the question hangs over everything. Will the WNBA finally face its accountability crisis, or will it keep looking the other way until it's too late? One collision, one scream, one injury changed everything. The Cunningham family is ready for a fight. The fans are watching. The players are waiting. And the league's future? It might just depend on what happens next.